Up at 5, home at 10, a 45-mile drive every single day, and in peak season 30 straight days, no breaks. Today we'll take you inside a Chinese printing factory from one sheet of paper all the way to finished book. Every step, every machine, every detail. Let's jump right into a day in the life of a Chinese printing worker. His name is Alan, he's 40, and every morning his phone lights up with messages. Alan works at a printing factory as a shift lead, and by 6 a.m. the night crew has already sent him all the overnight updates. Alan lives in Zhengzhou, Henan, and for his family, it's actually hard to see each other. His wife works a night shift at a nearby factory and doesn't get off until 7 a.m. Their 2 kids are middle school and stay on campus during the week. The apartment they live in was given by the government. More than 10 years ago, this whole area was still a village. When the city expanded, the land and whole houses were taken in for redevelopment, and every registered resident received an apartment like this. Alan lives about 45 miles from the factory, and as a shift lead, he usually arrives early. He checks the night shift's production first, so everything runs smoothly when the day shift starts.
开你这超过我了是吧？
这跑过去，平常你这跑过去得多久啊
？1个小时010分钟左右。
你干这个印刷干多少年？
从03年到现在，差年头是22了，那时候应该16吧。
16岁你咋开始干印刷的
？10岁那时候的话不算的话，你16我办身份证，这是我兄弟去报了名，通知让他去了，他说不去了。然后我沈招了说，那兄弟不去，你去吧。那就从这儿开始干，一直干头1年2年的时候，应该干到第1年的时候还可以，第2年的时候都有点干烦了，不行干了。第3年的时候最严重了，那时候真不行干了。那每年年复一年，日复一日，那干的活儿基本上都是一样，基本上品种干出来都一样。
那你说说你干这个印刷行业22年，这个印刷行业的变化？
原来大部分厂里啊，就是厂里用个机器啊，基本上买了就说二手了，像那个国外的二手了，现在都在买新机器了，买国产新机器。国产这个东西已经发展到，已经不次于国外了。
现在啊，
从2000年20年的时候，2020年的时候最明显了。你新机器都相当于它国外的二手机器的价格。
5 years ago, the factory where Alan worked was right next to his home, just a short walk away. But the entire factory was relocated 45 miles out with the city expansion and environmental regulations, so Alan had to start driving to work. Alan is supposed to start work at 8 a.m., but he always shows up more than half an hour early. The first thing he does is check the book covers produced by the night shift, looking for defects and making sure everything meets the standard. He also coordinates with other departments to confirm that all equipment is running properly. Officially, Alan is equipment manager. His main duty is to keep every machine in the factory operating smoothly. But in reality, his job goes way beyond that. Anything on the site, fire safety checks, machine maintenance, even fixing issues in the restroom somehow ends up on his plate.
喂，你好，当时不是卫生间，然后有几个便池，是不是您给安装啊？那个现在我有一个漏水，一个堵了，一个但是现在已经也盖着没用。我看看今天有时间没？没时间是吧？过几天，我说现在我这已经堵了，用不了。行，好嘞，我知道了，
今天在这工作啊。
This is a daily morning briefing. Alan goes over any equipment issues from the day before, shares what he learned, and passes down instructions from upper management to his team. After the meeting, he starts his routine inspection around the factory. He checks the condition of the machines, makes sure all the readings look right, and takes photos for the report. A full round of inspection takes about 30 minutes. Next, Alan heads into the factory's fire control room. It's filled with pipes and pumps. And if a fire breaks out, these pumps can move thousands of liters of water in minutes. For a printing factory where everything is highly flammable, the fire system is critical. Alan pays extra attention here, checking the water pressure, testing if the pumps can start normally. These checks, both for the machines and for the fire safety, are part of his daily routine. Together, they take roughly half an hour.
检修是你早上的固定流程啊？
是啊，每天对厂里的所有这个消防啊、电路呀、都要检查一遍。
那接下来要去干啥？
接下来有2项那个需要一个机器小的改装，还有个电路问题。
The machine you're seeing here connects to different production lines. It broke down last night, and because there were no repair technicians on the night shifts, they had to wait for Alan to fix it in the morning. He went to the warehouse, found the right parts, and with help from 2 co-workers, got it running again in about an hour. Right after that, he headed to another machine, one that stacks and straightens piles of books. But its original design no longer fits the factory's current production needs. To save costs, the factory didn't buy a new machine. Instead, they asked Alan to modify this one himself. Meanwhile, he still has to keep track of where the company chairman is. The moment he hears the chairman has arrived, Alan grabs the purchase paperwork for machine parts and rushes to the office for signature. This modification is a big job. Drilling, cutting, grinding. After 2 hours of adjustments and testing, the machine can now handle the larger specifications perfectly. But at that exact moment, another bonding machine breaks down. From the moment Alan arrived this morning, he hasn't stopped once. And because the factory shuts off all lights at noon to save power, our original plan to film the entire workshop had to be pushed to the afternoon.
这里面机器都会掉。
也不能这样说呀，自己真是懂一点儿，都是机械嘛，机械的东西都是通的，对，原理都一样。
平均每天要修几次机器？每天都要修。
这个说不了。今天是那跟那个他个人他调不好，他找我了，我当时去了，他看了他的调的时间都调乱完了，他们思维非常那种，他说压不进，一种压，你压了死了也是进不去，也不行。
This factory provides 3 meals a day for its workers, but the people you see here aren't the entire workforce. Some of the younger workers feel the cafeteria food is too simple, so they usually order delivery or eat at nearby restaurants. Lunch is very basic, a bowl of noodles and a piece of bread. They only get 30 minutes to it, and Alan finishes in about 20. Then he goes straight back to work. Right now, he and the printing supervisor are trying to figure out what's causing issues with the ink control system. And we can take this chance to look around the printing factory while they're working on that. This printing factory was founded in 1995. Today, it has over 200 employees and covers an area about the size of 6 standard soccer fields, with 320,000 square feet of production space. Most of their work comes from textbooks and magazines. This is a paper warehouse. The factory stores around 30,000 rolls of paper like these. There's so much inventory that the warehouse can't hold it all, so some of it is kept outside. This is a plate making room, one of the most important steps in modern printing. After the nodal comes in, the technicians prefeed the files and etch the content onto aluminum plates. And this is a printing workshop. These machines transfer the content from plates onto paper. The high-speed presses here can print up to 48,000 pages per hour. Next is the bonding workshop. Printed sheets are sorted and turned into finished books. This factory mainly uses perfect binding, and the line can produce about 8,000 books per hour. They also handle a small amount of saddle-stitched work. Some clients request extra items, like these answer cards. They don't need binding, so the operator simply cuts them to size. The binding line connects directly to the final packaging line, where the books are shrink-wrapped and boxed automatically. Once packed, these books are loaded straight onto trucks. Each truck carries around 50,000 bucks, and this factory ships out 3 full truckloads every single day. Alan is checking part numbers for the printing machine with his coworker, and then heads to the warehouse to fill out the purchase sheet. The factory's workday ends at 6:30 p.m., and although he normally puts work first, today he's clearly anxious. He just received a message from his daughter's teacher. His younger daughter fell during morning exercises and scraped her face badly. He wants to know how she's doing, but there's still work he has to finish. This large printing machine has just gone through 2 days of maintenance, and the company asked Alan to inspect it. But when he checks the machine, he finds the maintenance was poorly done. Instead of blaming the crew, he picks up the tools himself, patiently shows them the correct steps, and works side by side with 2 operators to fix everything properly.
说是差了个星期啊，但是就是说整个每个地方都要做到。
Whenever there's a problem, Alan steps up. He treats the company's equipment like it's his own, and because of the sense of responsibility, he earned a strong reputation in the factory. Near the end of the day, the management team holds a short meeting to review the day's production. But the whole time, Alan is thinking about his injured daughter and plans to drive straight to her school as soon as he gets off work.
等，别学校门口了。你开个车吧。啊。这一听一说，怪我心里疼。我鸟都想带上，但是鸟回去也见不着鸟，你想老师不要出来。俺这小妮儿啊，2岁多点的时候，俺那双单事去夜场干，也上班了。俺俩在一块嘛，上班了。他那干活来，这小妮儿啪撞电条，疼拆溜了，拆溜了，一个指头也骨折了，粉碎性。才2岁多一点的应该是。天呀！哎呀，好气死了。
Alan deeply cares for his daughters. He and his wife agreed to meet at their younger daughter's school and wait for her to finish evening classes. His wife even brought some ointment for the cut. When they finally saw their daughter, Alan checked her injury carefully and reminded her again and again to be careful and stay safe. Once they confirmed it wasn't serious, they finally felt relieved. But just as we entered the underground parking lot of their community, Alice's phone rang again.
喂，咋啦？行，那我给你送，好，我能把它来。
This time it was his older daughter. The temperature had dropped suddenly, and she didn't bring enough warm clothes. Alan's wife rushed home to grab a coat and a scarf, and the 2 of them headed straight to her school. In many Chinese families, the father is usually the strict one, but the fact that Alan's older daughter called him for help shows how much he loves his kids.
我是恁爸的记录员。
Originally, Alan's wife planned to cook dinner at home, but after all these unexpected things, it was already too late. They stopped at a noodle shop near the building and ordered a few dishes, though neither of them had much appetite. On the way home, I noticed Alan's ring fingers seemed a little bit shorter than normal, so I asked him what happened.
哎，就是你那个手啥时候切除了？哪一年切除了？
手不是跟那个长瘤，小时候，俺舅家盖房啊，让爸去他帮忙，推那刹车了，刹车不是得让搁那线嘛，滑下来抖了一下，条件不好，然后10来种药也是说的治荒病，治这是外伤病，然后缠住10天半月，一直缠着，然后到最后也要毁了，连骨头都没了。 我整这一家就是这关键是搁这儿的。当然还有一个弄个笑话，那一年是哪点来，然后办残疾证我也去了。人家说啥吧？你这指头这3个，掉，可不是掉一个，是这样3个掉有残疾证。
After working the entire day, Alan barely has a moment that belongs to himself. But he never talks about how tired he really is. When a machine breaks down, he jumps in with his coworkers to fix it. When something happens at home, he's always the first one to show up. For his colleagues, he's the kind who will always take one extra step to help. For his family, he tries his best to handle everything he can. Maybe this is the rhythm of most people's lives, doing the job well outside and taking care of each other at home. And Alan is the same. Day after day, he quietly carries every role on his shoulders. He's not a perfect person, not someone who shines automatically when a camera points at him. He's just doing what he can, keeping the factory running, supporting his wife and daughters, and making sure his family's life stays steady. This is a day in the life of Alan, a printing worker.